create a clustered column chart into a Power BI desktop, you need to refer to visualizations pane, and under this visualizations pane, you need to refer to add data to your visual section, right? Under this, we have fourth chart as custom column chart, right? Just click on it to get it inserted into a Power BI desktop. So you can drag and drop it to use it or to place it at the right position as your choice. So you can also drag, you can also select its edges to resize it, right? Now as you see, this chart is not populated, this chart is blank as of now. So you need to populate it using the fields of the table you have used or connected within your system. And also you will see under the visualizations pane, you have the x-axis, y-axis, legends, and many more fields uh, here, right? So you need to use the fields from your data into this fields to get this chart populated. As the chart aside, this is the stacked column chart, correct? So as this chart, we will be using country here in the x-axis and sales in the y-axis. So you will see your clustered column chart is now populated. But what's the difference between the stacked column chart and clustered column chart? So you will see the sum of profit is also being added along with the sales here, right? So if I try to add profit into my y-axis here, we will see for the different labels of the country, we have two bars, right? And some kind of indication is also added on the top. So light blue color for sum of sales and dark blue color for sum of profit. So that means that's why we have two bars with two different things. One is for sales and one is for profit. But here in the stacked column chart, we have only one bar for two different things, but this one bar has two sections. One is for sales and the one is for profit. Here, this is the only difference we have. So in the column stacked column clustered column chart, we have two separate bars for one label, right? So as many as fields you add over here, as many as bars will be added in the clustered column chart. But in stacked column chart, as many as sections will be added for the number of fields you add in y-axis. Now, the same way you can format this clustered column chart as well as we did in the previous tutorial for this stacked column chart. To do the formatting, we will go to the format your visual pane, right? Here we have again two sections, visual section and general formattings. So general formattings are the general ones that we can do for this general for all the basic charts and uh, visuals or the components we have used in this canvas. So we can go to general tab. In properties, we can resize it. Let's say height, we can change it to 650, then it will be bit longer. We can change the width, let's say 660. It will be reduced in the width as of now. For the positioning, we can change the horizontal and vertical position. Let's say for vertical it is 0, that means at the very top of the beginning of this canvas, we can change it to, let's say, 20. So it has left the 20 pixels from the top, right? The padding means the space between the border or the start of the chart and the text or the population of this chart, right? You can just add some space over here. Let's say I'm adding it at 10. So it has left the 10 pixels from the beginning of this chart. This is what we can call as padding. So we can keep this space from top, right, bottom, or left, right? Now we have title option here. You can click on reset to default to make the changes as the default one. The title, you can change the title over here. This title is the title of this chart, right, or this visual. You can change the heading type over here, the font size or the font family. You can increase the font size as well. Keep in mind that this font size is 8 as the minimum value. You can make the changes as bold, italic, or underlined. You can change the text color, background color. You can make it horizontally aligned. For subtitles, if you turn it on, then you will see a subtitle over here. You can change the text of the subtitle, right, and do the same text formattings that we have applied for the title, right? So as of now I'm keeping it as off. You can turn it on as per the requirement. Now for divider, divider is the horizontal line that is a separator for this text and for the title and the chart. You can change the color of it. Let's say I'm giving it to this brown again, and we can change the width of it. We can increase it, and we can change the style of it. Let's say dashed or dotted, and you can give it to solid as well. Solid is the default one. And spacing, you can customize the space. This spacing means this is the space between the border and this separator line, right? The effects, in the effects you will see the background of it. So you can change the background color of this chart, right? Let's say I'm giving this gray color. You can increase the transparency or you can decrease it. The visual border, you can turn the visual border on, right, to keep the border, to show the border of this chart. If you can also change the color of it, and you can also make the edges round from this sharp edges, right? We can do this in the general tab effects that we were looking for. In the visual border settings, you can change the color of this border, and you can make it rounded by using this either the field, right, or you can increase from this scale, right, and you can increase the width of it. You will see the changes, correct? Now again go to the tab effects. You can give the shadow here as well, turn it on, and you can change the color here, and you can change the offset. You can keep it outside or inside, right? You can change the area or the position of this uh, shadow. Let's say bottom right, or we can keep it outside as well, this way, or we can change it to center. Data format, so we have three different fields over here: country, sales, and profit. We will be applying the data formatting here for country as text, as we know that we have sales in currency format, so we will be using it here as currency, correct? And we have to use the currency of the country that we have the data for. So as of now this is for US, right? So we can choose the currency of US. And thousand separator means the value, the commas we can see inside the value for uh, after three digits, right? This is comma separator, and you can see multiple decimal places here. We can handle it by using this option, right? So as of now the 2 is placed in the decimal places, so we can see 2 decimal places. Same thing you can apply for profit, right? This profit will also be in currency. And English you can choose, as we have US data, and you can change the decimal places to 2. Now you will see the formatting applied to profit as well. Header icons, so these are the header icons. So if you turn it off, these will, like, header icons are the ones that are always visible in Power BI desktop, but these header icons can be visible or can be hidden in Power BI service. So if you keep it on visible, then you can turn this toggle button on for header icons. But if you want to hide this, then you can turn it off, right? If you turn it on, then you can format these header icons as well. So background color you can set to this one, the border you can set to some other color, right? You can set the icon color as well. You can increase or decrease the transparency. Icons, you can choose what icons you want to place and what icons you want to hide, right? You can click on reset to default to make the changes default. You can change the tooltip formatting as well. If you hover over any of the bar, and you will see some information there, right? For example, I have hover over this basically the bar, then you will see the country and sum of sales, right? This is tooltip. We can also add some other data over here. Let's say if I try to add, let's say, cogs over here, then what can I do is, I will be seeing under this add your data to your visual pane tooltip. So I can drag cogs under this tooltip here. So you will see the tooltip as well as the cogs. Now you can format it, right, in the data format. you will be seeing one more field as COGS. You can also format it over here, right, as currency, two decimal places, and you can change the formatting of this tooltip, right? As we see here, text in black color and all, so we can change it as label color as, let's say, this color, value color as some lighter one, right? We can this way change it, and we can change the background color of it. Let's say I am giving it as this gray color and increasing the transparency. So this way we can do the formatting of this tooltip, right? Now we will go to the visual specific settings. We have x-axis, we can update the x-axis formatting here. Let's say that this text formatting again, we can change it, right? We can give the color to some, make it more attractive. We can give the title here, we can change it, and we can again give the font family and font size here. We can change the color here, right? Same way we can do it for layout. The minimum category widths we can increase or decrease, right? For this x-axis widths we can increase or decrease, right? The for the y-axis also we can do the same formatting, and we can invert the range, then the range of these parts will get inverted. You can turn it off, the values. You can now update the formatting of these y-axis values as well, right? Increase the size, you can change the font color, you can change the display unit. Power BI has the default functionality into it to display these units as per our data values automatically. So by default it is auto. You can change it to thousands, right? You can change it to millions, or you can manually change to billions, right? You can manually change it as per your need. You can also now use the decimal places over here, but we are showing as 00 it is, so we can keep it 0. You can change the axis position. If you turn it on, then the y-axis will be shifted to the right, or if you turn it off, then it will keeping it to left. You can change the title over here. Let's say sales and profit. You can change the style to either title only or the unit only, or you can show the both values, right? You can again change the font family over here, increase the size. You can change the color. You can click on reset to default to make it default. You can click on legends. Legends are these values, the color indications. If you turn it off, then these values will be disappeared. If you click it on, then these values will be displayed, and you can change the position of it. Let's say center right here. You can now change it to some other position, top right. This way you can update the text formatting here, same way that we used to change anything. Let's say this blue color, right? And you can update the title over here as well if you want to give. Under the grid lines you will see some kind of dotted lines that are not as of now visible because of the uh, very small width and the color of it, right? If you change the color to some darker color, you will see some horizontal dotted lines over here, right? Uh, uh, you can increase the width of it, right? You can change the style, let's say dashed or the solid ones. You can change it, right? You can also turn it off. Zoom slider, if you turn the zoom slider off on, then this kind of slider will be coming up. You can zoom your chart, zoom in or zoom out your chart here. If you turn on the slider labels, then these labels will turn on for the slider. You can also turn it off. Slider tooltips, if you turn it on, then and you are going to zoom in or zoom out, then some tooltip will be visible to you here. Now for columns, you will see these columns, these bars are called as columns in the column chart. Then you can apply the formatting for all, yeah, or sum of sales or sum of profit individually, right? As of now I am choosing it all. and you can increase the transparency of it or decrease it. You can apply some kind of border here, right? You can change the color, let's say this black color, and you can increase the width of it, right, this way. Or you can change the border color to something else, right? You can also apply the specific formatting to only sales. Here you can change the color of it, let's say this pink color I am choosing. And uh, for profit you can also change the color here, let's say I'm choosing it as orange color, right? Or we can choose some other color, let's say purple, right? This way we can format it. Data labels, if you turn this on, then some data labels will be turned on, right? So these labels are the data labels. So these are the actual values of these bars. So you can change the orientation of it, or horizontal or vertical, right? Position, it has automatically said. You can change it to inside or outside, whatever you want, right? Keeping it outside and correct. Optimize label display, so it will like overlap it. You can turn the title on, right? You can also turn it off. You can do the formatting if it is turned on. For values, if you turn it off, then the values will be disappeared. You can also add any of the value over here to display it, right? You can also remove it. So here you can change the formatting. Here you can increase the size or decrease the size. You can give the color over here, let's say again this blue color. You can give the unit here, let's say thousands, right? Or you can keep it to million or auto. You can increase the decimal places, let's say 1 or 2, correct. If you keep the details on, then you can do some kind of more formattings. So if you keep the background on, then you can give the background of this uh, labels also. So as of now color is this darker one, and you can increase or decrease the transparency over here of this background. Now for layout, you can choose multi-line or single line. Plot area background, inside this you can uh, select any of the image for plotting the background of it, right? You can select any of the image and you can open it. The image will be set to the area here. You can fit it to fit, or you can set it to fill, right? So the image size adjustments will be there. You can click on reset to default to set the default formatting. This is the basically how we can populate our column chart, that is clustered column chart. And what is the basic difference between the stacked column chart and clustered column chart, right?